All right, this question, again, I'm going to start with my man Dave. Your All-Metro team Offensive Player of the Year was Tyler Macon. Defense went to Antonio Doyle.
Sure.
Tyler Macon, East St. Louis. Antonio Doyle, Lutheran North. Can you talk to us about their seasons and what are the players were considered for those spots?
Well, I mean, Tyler Macon, I don't know that there was even anybody in his stratosphere, honestly. I mean, he's only the second player ever to go over 5,000 combined yards in Illinois, passing and rushing. I mean, he set the state touchdown record. I got all my numbers here on my notebook. Make sure I get this facts right. I mean, 56 combined passing and rushing touchdowns. Like and Illinois has been playing football for 100 years. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's some big time stuff there. I mean, leading him to the state championship, finding a way to use all the weapons he got, not having Jalen McKenzie with the squad, as we all know. He was taken from us way too soon. So I don't know that anybody was even close to Tyler on the Offensive Player of the Year resume. I mean, he kind of took that and ran away with it. I guess maybe Cairo Payne with what he did at Fort Zumwalt North this year. He had a lot of rushing touchdowns, threw some touchdowns. They made the semifinals again, Class 5. Fort Zumwalt North, has become a real dominant public school here in the state, but in St. Charles in particular. I mean, they're really, really dynamic. Every year it's different dudes. But I think Tyler Macon stood out by himself. And who knows? I mean, he missed the state total yards record by 70 for a single season with 5,068. So he's primed to be big time in the fall should, the corona leave us all the hell alone and go away and we figure out a way to get back to life. He's got more weapons. He's got 3 of his 5-0 line coming back. That defense loses a lot at east side, but Coach Sunkett, who I know you want to talk about later when we get there, I mean, he's proven. So Tyler was, I think, by far and away the offensive player there. Defensively, Antonio Doyle was, I mean, his skill set was crazy. Lutheran North won state. They were the only Missouri side team to win state this year in Class 2. I mean, he missed half of his junior year, missed the first 3 games of his senior year. And when he came back, I made sure to be at that game. And that's when they beat the sleeves off of Lutheran South 90-8 in a game that could have been worse. Like, people don't understand. Like, that 90 was we're running the JV guys out there in the second half. Like, Lutheran South didn't get sacked that game. They didn't have Lutheran South scored first. Lutheran South recovered a fumble and took it to the house. Like, Lutheran South was up 8-0. So, I mean, Lutheran North was dynamic, and Doyle was the head of that spear as they just busted people up all the way to the championship game. I mean, even in the championship game, the team Dora, was it Dora? I think it was Dora.
I think it was.
All they did was talk about Ava. Yeah, it was the Ava Bears. Thank you. They all they did was talk about how gracious that group was and how much fun it was playing them. I mean, they got turbo clocked, and they're talking about it was one of the best experiences of our lives because these dudes were playing football the right way. So I think that Doyle was just again a pretty clear-cut case to be the player of the year. Makai Wingo at DeSmet, however,
I was going to ask about him because I thought he had a good chance.
He was the defensive player of the year, Class 5 for the Coaches Association. And DeSmet obviously was phenomenal. He made the play that saved their perfect season when Chaminade had them going. We had a 2-point conversion coming. He made the tackle to save that game. And, I mean, DeSmet was phenomenal, obviously. The thing is, they were so good, they spread everything out. I mean, they got Linnell Carr. They got Jacqueline Johnson. They have all these big-time pieces. And offensively, they're 3-headed running back. Like, there was nobody stopping that. So all those guys got to eat, but that's why Tyler Macon at the QB position, he gets to take all those stats and put them on his resume. So I felt I think those 2 guys were really kind of head and shoulders above, for the most part, the area. And we'll see next year. I mean, like I said, in the fall, DeSmet's going to be really, really good again because they bring back most of their offensive line. They bring back all their dudes in the backfield. Their defense is going to – Carter Edwards is one of the best linebackers in town this year. He's starting to pop up a little bit on the recruiting scene. It's going to be a lot – there's going to be a lot of competition again next year. But Tyler Macon certainly has that lead with all the dudes he's got coming back.